Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Tyler from Podcast Now, and today I'm bringing you tips and tricks for Battlefront 2. We're going to go right into it. So, starting off with aircraft, whether you're playing just that mode by itself or you're in an aircraft during like a conquest assault, these are some tips on how to evade either getting shot at or missiles. So what you're going to want to do, it doesn't matter what system you have, console system, you hold the left or the right directional buttons, and it actually shows a reverse view so you can see behind you. And when you maneuver with the left analog stick, it actually moves the craft slightly differently in like a dodgy type way. That lets you maneuver out of the line of fire. It's going to take some practice. Even I'm not good at it, as you can see in the footage. But they got rid of the rolling from Battlefront 1. And now this is how you do it. You can do it, without ever looking behind you, but there's actually some ships, like the Boba Fett ship, that actually can shoot behind, and there's other ones too, though. But that actually will let you shoot at people who are, coming at you behind you. You could shoot at them. So that's tip number one. Number two, so now this is for the regular play style, regular shooting style. The first one I want to talk about is making sure that you don't just stay in first person or just third person. Be both all the time. So, and the way that works is I'm kind of showing. So when you come up alongside of the wall, any corner, whatever, you're going to want to, you could stay in first person. When you get up to the wall, switch to third person, because that's going to give you a wider range of view. And what that's going to let you do, that's going to let you see around the corner. See, is anybody coming? I don't know. Or is anybody not? If there's not, obviously you proceed forward. If there is, you have two options, depending on how well you do in third person. You could either stay in third person and you can, shoot, which there's a benefit to that, where if you just press the down button, and by the way, hold the down button on PS4 and probably on Xbox, hold down the down directional button, and that's what puts you in first or third. But to go between left shoulder or right shoulder, you just tap down. So here's the benefit. If you're in third person, and let's say it's getting a little crazy, you can't switch, that's fine. Hit the down button, and then you'll just switch shoulders. But what that does, that actually covers you. Because as you're hugging the wall, as you turn, it actually shifts your body. The wall's covering you. They can't hit you. When they have to reload or whatever, you could switch, pop out, boom, boom, boom. Or, depending on, if they're reloading or whatever, not only can you switch shoulders, you could go back into first person, which you may or may not play better in, and then you'll have like the full zoom, basically, of whatever weapon you're using, of the scope, which is going to give you a little bit better accuracy. So, and then, you can see what I'm doing in the game, but do that type of stuff. That's actually going to help you guys a lot. It's going to make you die less, and it's going to also make you get more points because of the kills and all that kind of stuff. So that is the second tip. Tip number 3, don't stay as one class. Make sure you're constantly changing your class. I know that people who play like Battlefield, like us, here on Podcast Now, I tend to stay like the medical guy. That's just how I am. I'm not into like support. I don't like sniping in Battlefield. So I'm just usually one thing. That's fine for that kind of game, honestly. Battlefront is a very different game. This game, you can literally play as every class the entire match multiple times, and you'll actually do well the entire time. But here's the thing. You have to learn, as you play, you'll understand when is the right time to be these classes. So when is the right time to be a sniper? When is the right time to use a heavy gun? The heavy gun you would use when, it gets a little bit clustered. When there's a lot of enemies, you want to try to like clear them out or something like that. Because then you can put down a turret, you can use a bubble shield, so you'll learn. Same thing, sniper. Maybe at the beginning of the match, depending on the map, if it's a far distance one, if there's rooftops, you can use the sniper. But then as the match goes on and then they start pushing forward, they start moving in, then you might have to switch to assault or heavy. So another, as I'm saying, don't just stay one class. Play as all the classes. And what you can do to practice is either, say, okay, this first half of the match, or every time they push us back, I'm going to switch a class. Every time, like in Galactic Conquest. Every time they push us back, I'll switch. And, and then just experiment. But don't give up, because you'll actually get better. I used to give up on that kind of stuff, but I've actually done it, and it's worked. So number 4, dodge roll. Don't forget to utilize the dodge roll. It can quickly get you out of sticky situations, or it can help you move in quickly to prevent one. As you can see in this situation, I was getting fired at. I'm like, okay, I'm not about to die because I spent a lot of points on this guy. So I started doing some dodge rolls, got out of the line of fire. Finally, when I was in cover, I was able to use the dodge roll to get closer to him, to cut that distance. And then I didn't end up killing him. Somebody else did because they did something similar. So use the dodge roll. Don't forget about the dodge roll. Another tip, throw grenades where you think there's an enemy. If there's a bunch of people shooting, seems like there's a couple enemies, you're an enemy, through a doorway, through a hall, lob a grenade, you're probably going to hit somebody. And why not get that free kill? As you can see, I do that a bunch. I always hit somebody. Tip number 5, don't forget, a lot of don't forgets, don't forget to pick up your daily loot. And even though, yes, it's annoying, here's the benefit of daily loot. Those are going to give you credits and also crafting parts that you can use to get some new abilities. And if I didn't do that kind of stuff on top of playing, then, I wouldn't be able to get that iron turret that I got. If I didn't use the daily loot on top of just playing in general, it would be hard for me to unlock different abilities or different weapons like that iron turret. So make sure you don't forget about unlocking that daily loot. And here's a bonus tip. In the collections menu, when you see anything, like in the top right corner, there's a yellow little dot. When you see that, when you go over like weapons, like basically weapon like unlocks, like if you got 50 kills with this and blah, blah, blah. When you do that, there's actually extra like, not loot, but like coins basically that you can get. That's what helps you unlock like Darth Vader and all that stuff because, we only bought the game. We shouldn't get all the characters after buying $60 worth of a game. But anyways, don't forget to do that stuff because I actually had like 10,000, I'm not kidding, because I didn't realize it was there. I had like 10,000 points that I ended up getting just in that. Because 500, 500, 500, and 250, all that stuff starts to add up. So don't forget to do that. So those are all the tips and tricks I have for you. And let us know if you're enjoying Battlefront 2. Stay tuned to Podcast Now. We're going to have plenty more Battlefront 2 videos. Don't forget to check out our Battlefront 2 giveaway along with our other giveaways from our Star Wars Community Series. And thank you for watching.